All right, guys, welcome to the Red Wolf Roundtable postgame show right here from the Liberty Bowl. I have Cooper, Easton with me. Guys, how are you feeling about the game?
Well, not feeling good. You never feel good when you're leaving a stadium once again with the loss. And, I'm going to keep it short and simple. We got outplayed the second half, and you're not going to win most ball games when you're getting your butts kicked on offense and defense, on the offensive line and defensive line, just all around. We got our butts kicked the second half in Memphis, and we weren't ready for it. We just weren't ready.
I'm just going to go on a more positive route. Being here in this stadium, the stands were packed. I mean, the energy was fantastic. You couldn't ask for a better environment, but as I know we couldn't come back with the W. But we just got to come back next week and get the W and handle business with Old Dominion.
Yeah, so you got to look at the stats to see what really went wrong for the Red Bulls. The Red Bulls had 95 rush yards. You can't have that if you want to beat a premier team like Memphis on the offensive front. They didn't have a bad day in the air, throwing 275 yards for a total of 370 yards. But like Coop mentioned, the second half is what really showed the Red Bulls. It really exposed us. We were pretty close, I would say, going into the locker room before the second half. We came out. We stopped them. We got the ball 3 and out. We gave it back to them, and then throughout the rest of the game, it was back and forth. And then once we suffered an injury on the offensive line, that's really when the shift happened. James Blackman. I give my hat to him. I pour my heart out for the guy. He really played his heart out.
Yeah, he did.
He did a lot of stuff that you want your quarterback to do, but when it's 4th down, 4th and 5, and you need to get the first down, and you suffer 2 false starts. Like, come on.
Yeah, you can't mess up like that. You gotta, even if you gotta call a timeout just to get your guys lined up. It was loud in here. It got nuts in here. So if you gotta call a timeout, get your line together, get your offensive line together. I don't know what you do there, but I don't know.
Yeah, when you're on the road, you can't have too many, mess ups. And when it's 4th and 5. And what was it? It's a 5-point game, and, you're on the drive. You just had a great kickoff return. You're driving downfield, and then you get back-to-back false starts, penalties, and you have the crowd in the game, and then what you do, you can't get the snap count right. You got to be prepared for those type of situations in the late game.
Right. So look at Memphis, for example. They had 187 rush yards. They had 360-yard passing yards, and for a total of 547 yards total. But, man, we've said it, and we can't stress enough. When you're in that late games experience, you can't suffer false starts, mistakes, because, like Coach Jones said before the Ohio State game, any mistake you make is, devastating to your production on offense. Everybody that watched the game or that was here saw it. We had a great turnout from Jonesboro, Jay Vegas, but, Coop, real quick, I think we owe the people of Memphis an apology for all the smack talk we were talking on the show just for us to come up short 44-32. So, Cooper, I'm not good at apologizing, so I'm going to let you take the reins first.
I'd like to take the chance to apologize to absolutely no one.
Yeah.
Wolves up, baby. Yeah. I'm standing by my trash talk. Neutral site game, we win by 10. They got lucky. You know what?
There's always next year.
Yeah.
There's always next year. We'll get them next year, guys.
I would like to say that, I do apologize for some of the things I said.
I'll apologize to Jake. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to apologize for some of the things I said, some of the things I said on Twitter. Apologize to Jake and his dad. So I shouldn't have said some of the things I said. But you know what? At the end of the day, it was a great experience here. Once again, we want to thank everybody that made this possible for us. We want to thank you guys for watching everything. And, we lost 44-32. It was a great game, like we thought it was going to be. But
the final 2 minutes.
Yeah,
came down.
Our Arkansas State just came up short where it matters most. And you know what? The game's over. Final whistles blow. So it's time to, say farewell to this game.
We can still win conference. It's not a conference game. Conference starts next week at Old Dominion. So you know what? We win next week. We still got a trophy to play for, and that's Sun Belt Championship right there.